afternoon, Rosalia. Thank you so much for being here today.
My pleasure.
Yes, I was just hoping you could tell us a little bit about yourself to kick it off.
Absolutely. I am a veteran IT industry technologist. I've been in part of IT for the past 20 some years. For the last 15 years or so, I've had the fortune of delving into cybersecurity as a field. It's been a lovely journey just traversing the niche industry. And currently, I'm the CISO for Topgolf Callaway Brands.
That's awesome. Thank you for being here today.
Sure, absolutely.
I know your session's coming up, and I'm super excited to hear about that, but kind of give the audience a little bit of a key takeaways or what they should kind of look for in your session.
Yeah, I'm super excited about my session. This is all about preventative measures that one could take in cybersecurity for AI. And as a CISO, AI is a wonderful partner to us in our industry. We use it for various different ways, for threat hunting, for preventing phishing. But for me, the biggest concern is about how do we use AI from a security and privacy perspective. And for me, one of the biggest takeaway or advice I would give is to look at the AI module as an application. So look at it from an application security perspective. OWASP has top 10 Gen AI, recommendations, which is a fantastic place to start. That can not only be used for models that you can get out of the box from OpenAI or Gemini, but also, application security Gen AI modules that one may kind of grow in from your company. And it's so important to treat that and look at all of those different concerns and really look at it from an application security perspective, because that can really help solve the concerns around AI in terms of how does it integrate within your network architecture? How is it bringing you value within your company? It's also very important to figure out what is your use case. You need to have a particular use case that you're trying to delve and use AI for. And I would really make sure that that module that you're using not only is comfortable in terms of those different scenarios, but really see what is the AI model you're using for other scenarios. The days of just using one AI model for a use case is over. It's all about, a use case model that you're building, and you may have another model for another use case that is more competent for those amount of calculations. So really being relevant about that, making sure the use case is crisp so that you can have the correct guardrails all around, application security and the privacy piece. For me, that is paramount to make sure that, this whole industry and the buzzword of AI is actually utilized appropriately in your company. I think having that basis will really help prevent all of your different concerns that we have. Of course, hallucinations is one thing that we are always relevant and concerned about, but making sure that you have those appropriate guardrails will certainly help.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you. And kind of looking at all these guardrails and kind of looking at what AI will look like in the future, how do you think the industry will evolve in the next 5 years with AI?
Yeah, that's a great question. AI is a tool that not only helps us as industry veterans, but also the bad actors. So, it's a double-edged sword in terms of as we progress in AI, the bad actors are getting smarter in using that tool as well. So for us, it's about kind of being a step ahead of it, making sure that our threat analytics are being able to assess and figure out what is a threat, what's not, especially in the email industry. Phishing is so paramount, and the human element still remains as the weakest link in the chain. So really figuring out how does social engineering be impacted in this. That's a field that I see from a threat actor perspective being really utilized in terms of, breaking barriers, be it the help desk, be it emulating somebody over a phone. I've heard deepfakes being used in terms of video interviews when you're trying to interview people so that, you think you're interviewing somebody from the US, but it could be somebody from Korea. So really making sure that, those different ways that you're communicating are being vetted, because AI can really take that in, especially in the next 5 years, really go a long way, right? In terms of AI being used in videos, AI being used in sound. It's awfully great right now, especially if you look at the videos and how if you look at somebody's image, you can extrapolate motion and motion in terms of various forms. That didn't exist in the past, but now with Midjourney and all of these other tools that are coming up, it's really possible. So for us as security veterans, how are we enabling that and how are we protecting that? Because marketing people, they love it, they love AI. I love AI for all the threat intelligence that we use it for. It helps us in parsing out rules and regulations. How do you do data security? Because you have a huge stack of information and you have to now figure out, is there a PII in there? For hospitals, is there PHI in there? And, AI really helps you parse all of those different data in a very fast way. But then on the flip side, how can that data be penetrated easily? So really looking at it from that perspective, that's why I always go back to seeing that module as an application and really looking at it from that perspective. Again, a plug for OASP. I think they're wonderful in what they do. OASP has been built from an application security perspective. And if you can really lean and kind of, and they have really explicit, detailed ways of what are the top 10 different use cases, what can we do? I would really recommend that for any department or anybody willing to, kind of get into this field or even sharpen your pencils. I think that's a great way to really facilitate that.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I think that brings us to one of our last questions.
Sure.
Which, how will speaking at the Generative AI ML Tech Stack Conference help you kind of foster that innovation and collaboration with the AI space? AI machine learning space.
Absolutely. It's great to kind of see veterans in this industry. I've loved hearing about how they have utilized tools in different ways. I love being in the intersection of technology and innovation, and conferences like this help me kind of be a part of that. So it's been fascinating kind of seeing how this tool is being used in various ways and how it kind of helps us in the good fight of either being more secure or helping innovation. So it's been fascinating.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for taking the time today. Appreciate
Absolutely.
it. Perfect.